Precious souls, a little birdie, aka a little angel, told me I needed to come on here and give you this little tidbit. So let's make it quick. I'll do my best as Chatty Cathy. All right, so some of you are holding on to resentment from the people that, oh yeah, you've been against it. Definitely they've come against you. Some people have been cheated on. Some people have lied to, betrayed. Some people have been stolen from. And all of these are right now triggering memories of that one and that one. The people that pretended to be your friend and then ended up taking full advantage of your beautiful, kind heart. And it slowly put this wall around you, and you're carrying in you, in your energy field, what I'm being told is you are carrying the baggage of this. While the other person's do. Here's the secret, okay? Carrying this anger, carrying this frustration, carrying this hurt causes physical ailment in time, okay? We're about to completely create a very healthy population by getting this out. So the secret is to process the emotions that came from this. So when I said those things, what did it trigger? Did they leave you behind? Did they abandon you? Did they take from you? Did they take advantage of you? Are you angry at yourself for showing up in that space and allowing yourself to go through that? Has this happened quite a few times in your life? When did that first start? When's the first time you felt those feelings? This is the path to healing. But what's important, and here's the caramel secret, okay? Well, maybe not caramel. Here is your angel's secret that they want you to know. The first one to look at honestly what occurred, pull the lesson from it, and process those emotions and say, okay, I can see that I experienced this. I validate it. I can see that I learned this from it, and this will never happen again. I will never allow myself to be betrayed. I will never abandon myself. All these things. Okay, I'm going to let you do that part yourself. That's the messy part you get to do alone. Okay, crying it out. Feel the frustration instead of suppressing it. Okay, and then releasing it with gratitude, yes, for the lesson, because that's why it's in front of you. That's why you kept going through these. They get harder and harder every time until you find the lesson, process the emotions, release it with gratitude for the lesson, because now you are upgraded, by the way. You've got new wisdom, new experience, what you won't allow anymore. And then with forgiveness, yes, release it. Forgive them for yourself. What does that mean? That means I see, and this is where the angel really wants me to show you, that in the spirit world, you made this contract together. You might have been besties in the spirit world. You probably are, because they showed up to help you. You helped them trigger these wounds so that they could be brought to the surface. And then you could process them, take the lesson out of it, show gratitude for them showing up, the perfect, raw, rotten self that they were towards you to trigger these wounds that needed healing inside in order to release these blockages that are stopping you from manifesting. And then forgiveness in saying thank you. Okay, I appreciate the lesson. You showed up brilliantly to really set me off. You triggered me so bad. And now you're rubbing it in my face while you're over there having a great life, and I'm over here going, why, and the victim, right? Now we're going to change that. We're going to change your story. This is a story, okay? It's part of the illusion that you needed to experience in this realm to help trigger these emotions so that you could benefit largely from them to become the best version of yourself. So after doing that, gratitude for the lesson, forgiving them, and forgiving yourself, because remember, that version of yourself was vulnerable, yes, because you're loving and beautiful and trusting, but also that version of yourself needed healing, and it needed to experience that aspect. It didn't have the tools and wisdom and understanding that you have at this time. So of course we can look back and say, how did I ever put myself in that position? Because you didn't know, but now you do. Do you see? Okay. If you looked at it as a coin exchange, okay? Like receiving payments, giving payments. So you gave a payment to be in that space. Say we're at an amusement park. You're going to go on that ride that you know is going to make you nauseous, irritable, triggered. So you pay. I'm here. I'm showing up as me. I'm going on that ride. And when you come out, you're going to be a very different version of yourself. Okay? And you're going to learn a lot from it. So at the end game, the reason why you may be saying, how come they're doing so amazing and I'm sitting here crying, I'm sitting here sulking, I'm sitting here bitter, I have less, they took my house, they took my this, they ran off with my husband, wife, whatever, my best friend really betrayed me. I told her so much about me. I told him so much about me. I was totally vulnerable, opened up, and now they spit it all out for everybody to see, or they turned on me and completely trashed my life, whatever the case may be, okay? It doesn't matter. I know, it's validated. It really happened, but it matters not where you're going. Where you're going is going to be incredible. And thank you, my little puppy. The object of the game is the first one to do this process, see it as the lesson that was given to you so that you could level up by breaking through these cycles, these generational cycles, becoming a better version of yourself, releasing it with forgiveness and gratitude for the lesson. The first one to do that and pour, this is the biggie, pour into something that is creative, your energy that you have, this anger, this sadness, this excitement, this survival mode, whatever this is, the sooner you put focus on something that is creatively only for you, pouring the love into you, the fancy little dinners out all by yourself that you would love to treat yourself to, the wonderful hot baths with all the bubbles and the little rose petals, whatever it is. Maybe you want to do something that you've always wanted to do but never did, or you're creating through paintings or music or poetry or writing in a journal. Maybe you're macrameing something to hang plants in, something creative. As soon as you pour into something creative that comes from you, your essence, it transmutes all of that darkness that's in there, that ick. It takes it and creates, transmutes, and alchemizes all of that darkness into something incredible that's right, is a coin back. It is now you are receiving something amazing back, okay? So not only have you gained wisdom, gained through the lessons, gained more experience, more tools to deal with anything should this happen again, the red flags arrive, right? That discernment of yours is incredible. And all of those good things. But you've also benefited largely by using that energy instead of sit there and sulk in this heaviness that holds you back, and you're pouring it into something that's going to bring more benefits into your life, whether through abundance in money, therapy of doing it, finding and delighting in a new skill you didn't realize you had, fulfilling your heart's desires, whatever this is the person who wins. It could be both of you, but I can almost guarantee that while you're sitting there holding this resentment, you don't know what they did to me. Oh yeah, I've been through some stuff too. Oh, trust me. In fact, my ex, I spent 9 years being a perfect harvesting amount of energy that I didn't even see because I was in a trauma bond with somebody who's very unhealed. And every time I couldn't understand, why would someone who claims to love me, mind you, remember they play their games at like cult games, right? Head games, gaslighting, the whole shebang. I kept staying in it, thinking if I just be a little more me, a little better for them, add a little more, pay a little more, give a little more, do a little more, until I was completely drained of energy. And what I started to see is the pattern. Okay, this is the pattern. The more that they can really set you off through triggers and get a reaction instead of a response, the crying, the tears, the screaming, the yelling, the pain, the agony, the suffering, the crying in the corner, the waiting on them, not knowing where they're going to go next, what they're going to do next. All of those things are triggering a strong emotion out of you, and they are receiving energy off it. And my ex used to write music. I started to catch on. He'd have a new song, and some of them even got, put out there for the world. Every time he left, not only me, because I was bullied out of my house, left a lot of times, and taken back so that he could harvest more. They have sometimes these people who are narcissistic or sociopathic, they have many supplies, and you catch on to this later. But anyways, I had to let go of any resentment, because even though I had left the relationship and gone through the healing process, seeing beyond the illusion of these trauma bonds and all this, and healed myself because there were inner wounds that led me to somebody of this magnitude, okay? And I started to see the pattern. They were still draining my energy even though we weren't together because I was still remunerating all of the years that this was done to me. I was still witnessing, this is what they do, okay? This is what people do. They're over there. He's in my house that I built with these hands that are tired now. You know, all these things that I was so resentful, so in pain. And the songs, people would point it out. I'd find it, stumble on it online. And I'm sure that was not by any mistake, okay? But I would see new songs and literally songs that were written to smear my name more. So I was constantly getting the survival mode would start to kick in again. And I'm like, why am I feeling this? I want nothing to do with this person. I've already healed that. But this is the thing. Until you really see it as it is and find gratitude for the lesson. And I did. My discernment is incredible. I've learned to advocate for myself. I have healthy boundaries, all these beautiful things. My spiritual gifts are enhanced big time because we all have these psychic gifts, but they're blocked so long as we live out of ego, which is fear, insecurities, jealousy, trauma does it. So all my gifts were blocked until I escaped this threatening environment in person. But I'm thinking, why am I still feeling drained? And why are they thriving? Why does this keep getting put in my field of sight that I have to keep seeing this? And what is happening? And once I really forgave, because I started to understand in another realm, we made this contract. I had to fulfill this contract and say, okay, you showed up beautifully. Thank you. Thank you for completely destroying, 10 years of my life and for using and abusing me the way you did. Thank you. It was absolute hell, yes, but I'm incredible now. And of course, I could look back and say, why would I put myself through that? I feel like a fool. I kept showing up back. Every time he'd get sick, I'd come back. Oh, let me help you. Thanks for all the destruction you put in my life. You know what I mean? I had to forgive myself because that was a different version of me. And I needed that version at the time because prior to that, that version got me through my years in life. It was something I picked up on through the dynamics and the people that I've had in my life, my entire life. And I was able to heal that when I could see it glaring how destructive it was to have that version of me, the people pleaser, the one who loved unconditionally, and that's great to love unconditionally, but even kept myself trying harder, thinking I wasn't enough, I wasn't worthy, I didn't deserve, and all the horrible things that my ex would tell me, that I'm trash, all those. I had to get past that and not only heal that, that's almost like the tip of the iceberg, but it goes a lot deeper. And once you can truly forgive, because you could see the big picture. They showed up for you. You triggered their wounds when you confronted them with the things holding them accountable, that setting healthy boundaries. Once I calmed and was responding instead of reacting, I started to get control of my life. And now they don't get to tap into that creative energy anymore. Someone wins when there's a strong emotion. So if you are the one tapping into your creative juices, whatever it is that floats your boat, something creative that you could, even if you're cooking a really fancy meal, maybe you want to bake a cake and give it to a neighbor that's elderly and doesn't get to leave the house much. Whatever this creative stuff is, that's what pulls the negative darkness out that's creating health problems in us and blockages from our channel to the divine. But it also benefits you largely. And the more you are creative, this is why I push it all the time on my YouTube channel, Earth Angel 3811. This is why I push it all the time in my readings and in my life coaching and in my hypnosis that I do. Heal those wounds, but also be creative. It is the best way to alchemize and transmute all of the negatives that are sitting in there stagnant, holding you back. So then you'll see they won't even be in your field, for one thing, because you'll be vibrating at a much higher frequency than them, all right? And you suddenly don't find the things that, whatever it is that they're doing, you don't discover them because you don't need them in your field, so they aren't constantly placed in front of you. And as well, your energy just gets jacked right up. I mean, jacked up, because you're no longer being drained. You're not leaking that supply to this person while they're constantly focused on you and using your energy because you're still focused on them. That's why it's so important to heal those wounds, yes, but to be creative is exactly why we're here, to experience ourselves fully, to chase joy and passion, to co-create with the divine, the universe, your creator, God, however you call it, source energy, to co-create, because your gifts are enhanced, magnified big time, your psychic gifts. I channel messages direct now. As soon